How to discipline a child who keeps getting in trouble at school. Hey there, I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for You. Thank you so much for joining me. From talking in class to yelling in class or maybe even fist fighting, there are kids that get in trouble. And most children, they don't want to get in trouble, but they're attempting to get something out of you. It could be that they need attention. It could be any reasons. But if your child is constantly getting in trouble, we're going to be addressing that today. I'm writing this out of experience because I've had some wonderful children who have acted out, and then with the help of parents, we have been able to move past this and really get our children on track. If I'm being honest, I also had my own son was acting out in school when I was pregnant with my second child. So I understand what it's like to have a child who misbehaves both as a parent and as a teacher. So we're going to look at it from both perspectives so that you are able to help your child as well. So let's look at the 4 steps. Number 1 is going to be able to evaluate the situation. So really, before we talk or we jump to conclusions and just blame our children or punish our children, blame the teachers, we're not going to get anywhere when we do that, because you're going to have both of them on the defensive, and that's just going to cut down on any form of communication that we decide we want to have. So I'd really recommend first talking to your child about their behavior. Why were they behaving this way? What exactly were they attempting to achieve? And then talk to the teacher about what kind of behavior was noticed, what happened before, what happened after. We're looking at the behavior as a whole, and when do we notice this behavior taking place? How can we help the child? Okay? So we're looking at evaluate the situation. Number 2 is show them love. So make sure you let your child know that you love them no matter what. Yes, you're disappointed in the situation, but you don't love them any less. You love them no matter what, and you're going to be there to support them no matter what the situation is, and you are in their corner. They need to know that so that they can feel less aggravated, less scared, less worried, and are better able to be more open with you when they discuss the situation, because you need to be able to really have a good discussion so you know where they are in their behavior. The 3rd step is consequences matter. So we want them to know that there are natural consequences for our behavior. If we're constantly acting out in class, well, how is it going to make our teacher feel? Is she going to be or he going to be there to help you every single step of the way if you're disrupting the class? What do other kids feel like when you're behaving this way? Right? We want them to see that there are natural consequences for their behavior. Then if this behavior warrants it, you might also need to give them another consequence at home, so they know that you're watching and it's not okay. Now, you're not going to give them a consequence that's way out there, like, I was instead of talking in class or raising my hand in class, I just blurt out everything all the time. It's so because you do that, you're now in timeout. That doesn't even make sense. Why would they be in timeout for blurting out in class instead of raising their hands? We're going to practice what it means to raise our hand when we need to talk. We're going to practice, because maybe you can't do that at home. We're going to practice perhaps waiting for our turn. So if I'm talking to somebody else, you don't get to just scream out what you're thinking in that moment and expect me to respond to you. You're gonna wait for your turn. So those may seem like they're not big consequences. They are consequences, though, because your child is learning while they are learning to be while they're being patient. Maybe they are sitting down for a few moments to learn how to be quiet, but you're sitting along with them because you don't want them alone. It's not a timeout. We're learning something with this consequence. Okay. The next thing is, and before I move on, I want you to brainstorm this with your child. Don't just dictate it, but actually brainstorm and come up with these consequences together. Okay. Next one is calming exercises. Teach them how to manage their emotions, how to control their anger, how to control their need to just blurt out or scream out or to punch someone, whatever it is that they're struggling with, how do we control our emotions? How do we manage it? Because we are in control of our thoughts. We can be in control of our thoughts. How do we take control of them? Right? So we're going to work on those. That is true strength, when we can manage our emotions and control our how we exhibit our feelings. Okay? So if you're looking at ways to help them self-regulate, then I highly recommend checking out the link where it says in the description where it says full episode. Go to step number 4 where it says calming exercises and choose the resource that best suits the needs of your kids, because it's going to help you set this up, this whole station up, and also with help you with self-regulation, all on a minimalist budget. If you're not quite sure how to do this, you can also, there's also a free resource under the again, full episode in the description. Go all the way down to free resources, and this will at least help you get started on your journey. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. In the meantime, I want to recall what we've talked about is the importance of helping our children with the who are always getting in trouble at school. And 4 ways to do that is evaluate the situation, show them love, consequences matter, and number 4 is calming exercises. Thank you again for joining me. In the meantime, remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart. Take care, my friends. See you later.